Okay, so this is my 1500 point Space Marine army. It's in 2 detachments. I have a patrol of Crimson Fists, and that is 1 librarian, and he has the Null Zone power, and he also has Might of Heroes. And then a 5-man scout squad, and they just have bolt guns. And then I have a battalion that's led by Castellan Draco, which is a very old model, but he is a lieutenant with a power sword and a mastercrafted bolt gun. Then I have a captain with a storm shield and a thunder hammer, and he has the Crusader's helm, and he has the warlord trait. I think it's called Angel of Fire or Storm of Fire. And then I have for troops 2 5-man intercessor squads with the base range 30 rifles, a 5-man scout squad with close combat weapons, a 5-man scout squad with a heavy bolter, and the sergeant has a storm bolter chainsword. They have a land speeder storm with a heavy bolter. I have an ironclad dreadnought with 200 killer missiles, a seismic hammer, a dreadnought close combat weapon, and 2 heavy flamers. And then I have a dreadnought with a dreadnought close combat weapon with a heavy flamer and then twin heavy flamers. And then I have a razorback with a twin assault cannon on the top, a thunderfire cannon with tech marine, a stalker, and a hunter. This gives me 8 command points. I'm going to use 3 before the game starts to give my captain the chapter master special rule.
This is my 1500 point Drukhari list. I have 2 battalions, a patrol, and so that would give me 13 command points actually. The first battalion is Cult of Strife. They're led by Lilith, who is also my warlord. They have 3 squads of witches, which all have Shardknight Impalers, and the Hectrixes don't have anything. They're just stock. Then the 6 Reavers have 2 blasters and 2 Grav Talons, while the Arena Champion has an Agonizer. Then the Cabal of Poison Tongue, they have 2 Archons. This guy has the Djinn Blade and a Blast Pistol. Then the 3 Cabalite squads all have blasters in each of them. They're the black models. And the Cabalites, or the Saberites, don't have anything. But they also have a Raider and 5 Mandrakes in there. 3 of these Venoms are for the Cult of Strife, and the one with the gold trim is in the Cabal. Then I also have a patrol with this Archon. He's Blackheart with 10 Cabalites, 1 Dark Lance, and then 2 squads of Scourges, each with 4 Haywire Blasters. And yeah, Lilith's my warlord. I'm ready to go. Alright, so I forgot to mention the combat drugs on the witches. These guys have +1 toughness. And then these, the Succubus has +1 attack, or +1 strength, actually, so she's strength 4. And I rolled for all 3 of these witches, and they all got 1, so they all have Adrenalite, so they all have they all have 4 attacks base, which is fun. I'm going to be putting the first objective marker there. I'm going to place the 3rd objective right here by this rock.
I'm placing objective number 4 here. I'm putting objective number 6 here in the middle of this street. So we are rolling for deployment type. This is in the standards chart. We got number 6, which is Vanguard Strike.
That might be weird.
So here is the deployment for our 1500 point game. Aaron won the roll-off to pick sides, and we ended up with the Dark Eldar in this corner of Drukhari, and the Black Templar over in that corner. And I have a little scout squad over here, kind of near his lines. And then he has a giant wall of Drukhari set up to, I assume, move into ambush. And then I have a slightly smaller but more heavily armored wall of Dark Eldar, or Dark Eldar killers. Excuse me.
Sure.
Just watch.
What do you think?
You just wait and see.
I mean, eventually they'll be Dark Eldar. I need to get my flesh somewhere.
So this Razorback has my Warlord in it. It's my captain. And then this Landspeeder Storm has my 5-man close combat scout squad in it. Okay, so we're going to do the roll-off for turn order. Aaron put the first unit, or the last unit down before me, so he gets a +1 to his roll. I'm the orange die. 6.
Ooh,
reroll.
Pretty good.
What's up, son? What's up, son? I'm gonna swoop it.
No. Yes.
You want to go first?
Yes.
Solid.
I haven't gone first like this entire edition.
I just remembered I can try to steal, so I'm going to try to do that right now. I need a 6. Oh my goodness.
Damn it.
So how the turntables.
Oh, the tables have turntable, dude.
For Black Templar movement phase, turn 1, I move these scouts up on this rock overlooking this Deldar left flank. And then these guys, they kind of shuffled around. My lieutenant moved up. My captain got out of the Razorback and moved back while the Razorback moved forward a little bit. My librarian moved down and forward. My stalker stayed still, aimed with my Thunderfire. My hunter shifted over a little bit to get better line of sight. These scouts kind of shimmied, but the heavy bolter stayed in place. These intercessors moved over. This dreadnought advanced up, and he was going to pop smoke. This dreadnought moved up from around the corner of this rock, same with this Landspeeder Storm. And I believe that is my movement phase. Had a very short psychic phase. My librarian right here managed to get Might of Heroes off on my Razorback, which before you might count as heresy, I don't really care, I just wanted to use a librarian. So this has +1 strength, toughness, and attacks until my next psychic phase. Okay, so my shooting phase, these guys didn't shoot because I don't think they're in range. This shot killed 1 biker. My Thunderfire cannon shot, it killed 1 Scourge. This shot, it did 1 wound to that Venom. He didn't do anything, he didn't do anything, he didn't do anything. He killed a biker.
Yeah.
They shot, didn't do anything. He shot, didn't do anything. And they shot and didn't do anything. And my Twin Assault Cannon didn't shoot yet. Actually, I still have to shoot that.
Okay.
So, update, I forgot to shoot my Twin Assault Cannon Razorback, and when it did, it managed to kill the 4 remaining Scourges in that building. And that is the end of my shooting phase. I don't have anything close enough to assault with, so I think we're just going to count command points and then move into the Dark Eldar turn. So, at the end of my turn, I don't have any of my cards, and I'm getting rid of Psychological Warfare.
Alright, so turn 1 Dark Eldar movement. I moved these Cablites, just kind of shimmied up forward a little bit, just to get better view with the Dark Lance. The Raider moved forward. Archon moved towards these scouts. Same thing with Lilith. 1 Venom just moved up behind the crates, while the blue one that got shot earlier is up front. The Reavers are up on this building where the Scourges used to remain, and now the Archon is staring down this Dreadnought. Alright, the end of Dark Eldar, or Drukhari, turn 1 shooting. I got 2 blasters off onto this Dreadnought from the Reavers and the Archon. He has 2 wounds left. I sniped the Razorback with my Raider all the way back here. with its Dark Lance, ended up doing 4 wounds. And then the Raider also had its Cablites unload into these Scouts, which are no longer existing. They're dead. They have dead. End of Dark Eldar turn 2, or turn 1. At the end of turn 1 for the Drukhari, I scored Secure Objective 4, which is right here. It's in the middle of the board with that Venom. Hopefully I can hold it.
Okay, so my Primaris Marines kind of shimmied around in this building. My Stalker stayed still, same with my Thunderfire and Hunter. These Scouts didn't move. These guys just kind of shimmied around. My Librarian moved up. My Razorback stayed still. My Ironclad advanced, and he's actually going to pop smoke. And then this Dreadnought moved up 6. And the Speeder that was here, the guys got out, and then they moved 6, and then the Speeder moved over to Objective 6. And I drew Mission Critical Objective, and it happened to be Objective 6. So for my Psychic phase, my Psyker managed to get Might of Heroes off on my Ironclad, and he used Smite on this Venom, which dealt 2 wounds. So, for shooting, we managed to pop this Venom and kill the 4 witches that popped out of it. And then the Reavers that were up here with a combination of Heavy Flamer that didn't really do anything, Cerberus Launcher, and Twin Assault Cannon. We managed to get rid of the 4 of them. And right now I am getting ready for the Assault phase. So for my Assault phase, I attempted to charge this Venom right here, and I failed utterly. I rolled a 3. They pretty much just drove into that wall and then bounced off. And then these Scouts, they charged this Succubus, and they managed to do just enough wounds to take her out. And then they just kind of spread out a little bit. And so for my objectives this turn, I had Mission Critical 6 and Secure 6. I got those. And I also got for the Emperor, which I had to get a charge with an infantry unit.
Alright, end of Drukhari turn 2 movement. I just kind of clumped everything right here, funneling it down this way. I got overwhelming firepower, so I'm going to try to finish off this Dreadnought. Get that, so I also can gain the Scour the Skies objective. And then have these witches and this Venom shoot these Scouts. And maybe have these guys join over here. Or maybe over there, not sure. Oh, but my Scourges, my second squad of Scourges came in. They're dead center. They haven't shot yet. And my Mandrakes came in, but he used an Auspex scan and ended up killing 3 of them. So, let's go to shooting. Alright, so end of shooting turn 2 for the Drukhari. I ended up shooting a bunch of Darklight weapons into the Speeder and the Dreadnought. I think the Cablites were the ones that actually took the Dreadnought down. So that's pretty cool. I killed those 2, and then I actually wiped out a lot of the Scouts. I'm hoping that guy runs away so I can score that overwhelming firepower. The Mandrake shot into the Primaris and ended up killing 1 because they rolled a 6. And that Venom also shot into the Scouts. These Scouts were tough. Yeah. Alright, we're going into assault phases. I'm probably going to end up charging there, just so I can hopefully wipe out that one last Scout. And that should probably be it. Alright, so I ended up charging the Scout, and nothing really happened.
We both whiffed all of our rolls,
Yeah.
so we just kind of slapped each other, and then it all bounced off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that happens when you attack a flying boat, but
Yeah.
I'm just
gonna go that you drifted too much and you missed. That's
probably
kind of what I'm banking on.
Alright, so end of the Drukhari turn, I gained these 2 tactical objectives, and that puts me up to 3.
Okay, so to start the Templar turn, I have to draw 3 new cards. I have No Mercy, Kingslayer, and Big Game Hunter. Okay, so I gotta kill your Raider, your Warlord, and kill a unit. That's actually, that's at least one of those is doable.
Yeah, you could also kill.
For the Black Templar movement phase, my Hunter, Stalker, and Thunderfire all stayed still. The non-heavy weapon scouts in this squad moved up. My Intercessors moved over a little bit too. My Captain jumped to the other side of the scouts. And my Librarian moved up a little bit. My Ironclad also moved towards this Venom, and that scout left combat. For my Psychic phase, my Crimson Fist guy here, he used Might of Heroes again on my Ironclad, and he managed to smite 1 Mandrake. Okay, so for my shooting phase, a combined effort between my Razorback and these Primaris Marines managed to blow up this Venom. It didn't blow up, but they wrecked the Venom. And then the guys got out. They lost 1 when the Venom got wrecked.
Wrecked, son.
Yeah. And then these 4 guys managed to kill a few of the witches that came out when the Stalker killed the Venom that was up here. The Hunter from this, or the missile from this Hunter shot at that Venom, but I don't think it did anything, or it did like 2 wounds maybe.
I think that's the one that finished it off.
No, it was the grenade launcher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been them too, yeah.
Yeah, and then my Thunderfire cannon killed 3 of the Scourges in the back over here, and also these Mandrakes were the victim of many a Stormbolter. So my Ironclad tried to assault these witches. They didn't do anything on Overwatch, and I failed 2 charge rolls. So for victory points, I got No Mercy, No Respite with, I think 3 units, or 4 units because of the witches. So I'm going to roll D3 for No Respite, or No Mercy, No Respite, so 2. So I got 2 for that one, and I'm keeping my other 2 cards.
Alright, so I drew 2 new tactical objective cards, and I'm pretty happy with getting these. Secure Objective 1, which is there, and Secure Objective 5, which is over here, which I already have. And I'm also going to get Defend Objective 5 this turn too. Woo! Time to go into movement. Alright, so end of Drukhari movement turn 3. I think it's turn 3. But basically everything's starting to shimmy back over here. The Archon and the Raider got up on top of these crates, so he has a better vantage point. One of the 5-mans that was in the Raider got out and actually picked up little test bricks over here after using the enhanced Aether Sails. So, if we get over there. These witches moved 8 inches over there. I'm going to attempt to shoot and then use the fire and fade stratagem to get closer to him, to the Primaris. These Cabalites just kind of shimmied back over here to grab the objective even more. The Archon jumped out over this way to give the bubble to both squads. And this Archon's just staying still to grab that objective. And that's Drukhari movement turn 3. Okay, so end of Dark Eldar or Drukhari shooting phase turn 3. I unloaded all my Darklight weapons into this Dreadnought, only actually wounded with 1 because he has the Might of the Heroes, so he's toughness 9. The Scourges shot into the Razorback, didn't do anything. Those guys shot into the Dreadnought, also missed. They did shoot into the Intercessors, but they made that 2-up save because they're in cover. Then the Witches used, Fade and Fire after they shot their pistols at them to move up a little bit closer to make that charge. And yeah, going on to Assault phase. Alright, so I charged into the Intercessors, and they overwatched as the Witches were crawling through the windows, and they are dead now. Ta-da! That was my magic trick. Make the Witches disappear. Alright, so end of the Drukhari turn 3, I got secure objective 1, defend objective 5, and secure objective 5. Woo! So that leaves me with 6. Awesome.
Okay, so I am drawing my third card for my turn. I got secure objective 4, which is really bad, because I think that's one that you're on. It's actually the one that the scout has! Oh my god! So, for my movement phase, these intercessors moved up to defend this wall. My librarian moved over. My ironclad is going around the corner. This guy moved back. And everything else just stood still. I also moved my captain and my lieutenant just to make them a little bit more effective with their bubbles. So for my psychic phase, I cast Null Zone and got it off with a 10. So he now is a invul sapping goat man. And I got Smite off and managed to do 3 wounds to this raider. So for my shooting phase, we managed to take out the raider here and most of the Cabalites with Lilith. The Scourges went completely untouched, same with these Cabalites. However, these ones took a heavy flamer, and they took 3 losses from that. The Venom took 5 wounds, I believe?
Yes.
And, yeah, that's the state of things at the end of the shooting phase. So, in the Battle of the Ages, my librarian managed to crawl up this balcony and engage in combat with Lilith Hesprix. And he managed to deal 4 wounds because he has Null Zone on. And then he proceeded to make every one of his armor saves. So they're still battling it out up here. So for my cards, I managed to get Secure Objective 4 with my Scout. And I got Big Game Hunter by killing that Raider. And this is Objective 4.
Alright, so start of Drukhari turn 4. And we got tactical objectives Assassinate, Witch Hunter, and mission critical objective, which we rolled a 1, which thankfully we already own, which is kind of cool. I did my movement already too, and these Cabalites just kind of shimmied out over here just to block the Dreadnought's way if I manage to not kill it. These guys spread out in the V formation around the Archon to protect him. This Archon over here ran out from this rock finally to go join in the battle. And Lilith used Cruel Deception to jump out of combat so that I can shoot the Psyker with my blaster, and then she can charge back in to finish him off. This Venom jumped over here. Boom, boom. And these Scourges are over here to try to help finish off the Dreadnought too. Hopefully everything goes good. Shooting for Drukhari turn 4. I had my Scourges shoot their Haywires into this Razorback. Ended up taking 5 wounds off of it. Shot a collection of Dark Light weapons, but I think it was this Dark Lance that ended up taking out that Dreadnought over there. Lil jumped out of combat just so she can get another charge, and so I can shoot at the Librarian, who is now down to 2 wounds. I got him with a blaster from the Venom in the back, and the rest of the guys in the Venom shot the Primaris Intercessors, and they ended up killing one of those guys. So, going on to charges. Alright, so end of the close combat phase. Lilith charged into the Psyker, and she died. And the Cabalite charged in, made it, and died in close combat. The Scourges charged into the Scout, who's just in the center of everything, taking the blunt force of the army. And you just killed a Scourge. Just beat down a bat person to death.
It's pretty sick. He's on a rampage right now.
Yeah.
He's going full Blood Angel.
Don't know where to go from here, but we'll see next turn. I also got mission critical objective So that's cool. So I have 7 victory points now. And here we go.
Okay, so for cards, I'm drawing 2 new ones. Secure Objective 2 and Blood and Guts. I gotta kill something in the close combat phase. So for Black Templar movement, my intercessors moved out into the street, and my librarian moved down into the bottom of this building. This scout squad moved up to get into the fight, and these intercessors shimmied back over to get a clear line of sight to these Cabalites over here. So for my psychic phase, my librarian tried to cast Null Zone and failed, but he did manage to cast Might of Heroes on himself. In my shooting phase, my intercessors managed to kill one of these Cabalites over here. My Thunderfire killed 3 from this squad, and the Venom and Cabalites that were here are now dead. So, in this close combat, my Librarian swung and did 2 damage to his Archon. Then his Archon swung back at my Librarian, and he failed to wound, and then the Primaris Marines got it in clutch, and they finally took him down. So, I failed to get Secure Objective 2 because it's really far away from me, but I did manage to get Blood and Guts and Kingslayer, so I'll roll for Kingslayer right now. So I rolled and I got 1 victory point for Kingslayer.
Alright, so we decided to just film my entire turn at once because it was a short one. I drew Supremacy, and then I moved that Cabalite from there to there just to grab that objective and shoot the Razorback, which he did. It's now dead. The Archon moved forward a little bit just to hide behind the barrels more. And this Archon ran back up onto the hills to stomp on the dead scouts that he killed earlier. Yeah. So I think that's the end of my turn. Actually, I just got Supremacy because I have 3 and he has 0 objectives.
I have 1.
Oh, well, I have to grab 3, right? Yeah, if you control any 3 objective markers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so D3. I got a 1. Awesome. Cool.
So Black Templar turn, I am drawing 2 new cards. I've got Defend Objective 1 and Hold the Line. For Black Templar movement, this Intercessor moved up. My Hunter moved up and so did my Stalker. This Scout Squad moved up the side. These guys moved up. And this Scout moved up to there. For the Psychic phase, my Psyker got Might of Heroes off on himself, and he smote this Archon for 3. So in the shooting phase, this one Cabalite was killed by a grenade. My single Scout over here shot at this guy, didn't do anything, but then the storm, or the bolt gun fire from my Intercessors took out his shield. And a Thunderfire Cannon took out 2 more damage on him. And I shot at this guy, didn't do anything. And I shot at these Cabalites, managed to kill 1, but he made us feel no pain, so he got back up. My Scout Sergeant charged his Archon, did a wound, and then he made us feel no pain and managed to kill my Scout. What a survivor, though. So, at the end of my turn, I got Hold the Line. And I'm going to get rid of Defend Objective 1.
Alright, end of Drukhari turn 6. I moved all my guys over here. The Archon just kind of shimmied over there. He got back off his rock for the umpteenth time. And we all fired into the Intercessors, and literally everything either missed or failed to wound. Oh wait, except for these guys. But they made all 4 of their saves that they had to make. Everything else missed. We're hoping we survive next turn. I mean, that's just those guys too. We still have to deal with all that over there. It's gonna be an uphill battle, boys. We got this.
So for Black Templar turn, I get 2 new cards. Master the Warp and Defend Objective 3. I don't even know where that is. So movement phase, my backfield stayed here. This group dropped down and grabbed that objective. the scouts moved up, and my librarian and intercessors moved up. For my psychic phase, my psyker smote the Archon to death, and he failed to cast Might of Heroes. So in my shooting phase, the Archon was killed by a combined fire between my scouts and my stalker, and my intercessors and Thunderfire Cannon managed to take out the 7 Cabalites. So that is a board wipe. That's game end. And you want to count command points just for fun?
Yeah.
So it was 9 command points to 9 command points. But I got Master of the Warp, so that puts me at 10.
Alright, let's get this. Shake my hand. Yeah. Alright. That's good. Good game. It's good.
Nice. Alright,
Good game.
He wiped me.
Yeah, MVP for me was that scout guy that died. And even when he died, he stopped you from getting the close blood and guts.
Yeah.
Because he died too fast.
Yeah, I tried that.
He deserves a pay raise.
Yeah.
That guy did well.